Hello everyone, my name's One Ton Panda, and for a long time now, a lot of what people wanted me to do was sit here on YouTube and watch some of the self-defense videos that, go through and list off easy ways to knock out your opponent, easy ways to win street fights, good technique and whatnot. And I wasn't ever going to do it because I don't believe I'm at the level to actually inform people how to fight. I can instruct and train people, but I don't believe I am at that status yet, personally. I watched some of these videos of people actually doing it, and I realized that they make three key mistakes of not explaining where they come from. They just sort of go, I'm a mixed martial arts fighter. Congratulations. That's kind of like when you're a chef. It's the equivalent of going, I'm a culinary. Mixed martial arts is an umbrella term. It's a broad spectrum. It's not one thing. You don't train mixed martial arts. You do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you do Muay Thai, you do kickboxing, you do Taekwondo, you do anything, any sort of combination to lump things in together so that you can compete in mixed martial arts tournaments. You don't just do martial arts. So, in saying that, I'm generally a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. I trained quite heavily for about a decade in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, some Muay Thai and some Aikido. I competed in 8 professional fights. I was never elite league. I was between amateur and professional. So now that we have my background out of the road, we can move on to the other thing that they get wrong, and they don't really break it down into a way they manage. They look at the video, they see what's happening, and they're just like, oh, man shot for an Imanari is now skating to try to get to Childrog, maybe goes for an omoplata. None of you are going to know what that means. I do, but I've trained in it. So what I'm going to try to do is break things down in the easiest way possible while telling you how fucking shit it is. And for the last thing that they generally tend to get wrong is they don't really explain why the move is wrong. They go through it and they're like, oh yeah, that's bad. Why? Why is it bad? I want to know. Let me know so that if the situation ever pops up, I know what not to fucking do. So, in saying that, we're going to get into it. We're going to check some videos out that you guys have sent me through the Discord, and we're going to see what's up. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, this is clearly presented by Aikido Flow, which Aikido kind of has a stigma around it, sadly. It's very good in self-defense situations of where your opponent knows next to nothing, and they just run at you doing the generic shit. Swinging like a windmill, throwing hands like an idiot. I believe it's not down to the martial arts, it's down to the martial artist. How far are you willing to take it, and are you willing to take it further than your opponent in injuring them? That is what I believe will be the largest factoring outcome of almost every single situation. But Aikido is a martial art that is very good if you are fighting in a very specific sort of scenario. Because odds are all of these are going to be one-on-one attacks where the man goes for a simple ass head strike and does next to nothing afterwards. No foot movement, no nothing, no moving around, just simple jab, get punched in the throat or something. And in a real life street fighting scenario situation, it ain't that. There's a lot of moving, there's a lot of weapons, there's multiple people, there's closed down environments, there's uneven ground. It's a whole lot of shit that you got to factor in before you can think of, okay, he's throwing a punch at me, let's simply take his wrist and turn it in a funny way. I haven't watched this video yet, so let's get into it before I start judging it though, right? Okay, man's clearly got somebody stepping up on him. Definitely a little bit of a weight separation. Yep, got to keep your hands up in that situation. No. I mean, yeah. Such a. I'm being nitpicky here, but one of the things I will never ever teach or tell anyone to do in a self-defense situation that's just simply been a slight push or a slight annoyance, just somebody being slightly aggressive, is hit them in the throat. Because even though this gentleman here in blue may be heavily trained to do that, he might know how to do it. A lot of y'all out here don't know your own strengths. And it is incredibly easy to crush someone's windpipe and kill them. And in that scenario, you go to jail. He pushed you, you killed him. That's not One of those things is not like the other one. If you are going to strike in the throat, get some training, get an understanding of what you're doing, get some knowledge. Don't just be out here thinking that you've watched this video, you're trained enough to self-defense, punch people in the fucking neck. Because, like, nah. And I know he's doing an open palm. It doesn't matter. Your jugular and the veins around it are incredibly soft. It is one of the most dangerous places to hit, along with the back of your head. Just bearing that in mind, let's continue. Again, striking to the throat. Don't strike to the fucking neck. Daddy being a bit too loud. I'm sorry. You know how Dad gets when there's violence on the TV. You know how I go. Want to sit up here with Daddy? You want to chill down with Daddy a little bit? Want to rock out here? Oh, is Daddy getting kisses, Margot? Right, going back into it. What are we looking at? Opponent with a bigger body. Oh, fuck. We're looking at parries. Alright. Oh, there's a can of worms. Can of worms Blue Boy shouldn't be opening. Alright. Oh. So I'm sorry if I keep stopping and starting, but this is the problem. There's so much to just bridge and understand. The reason that parry wouldn't work is that man is clearly larger than him. Man in black shirt is clearly a bigger opponent than man in blue shirt. I mean, there is a clear size difference, and odds are man in black shirt isn't just going to be throwing a jab and then standing still. You know, he's not going to throw a jab, get his hand waved away, and then just think, well, fuck, it's his time to parry. Looks like this shit's Dark Souls. No, he's going to be coming forward. He's going to be aggressing. He'll be trying to bridge that fucking gap. He'll be moving in on you, so odds are this man's whole ass momentum isn't going to be waved away like the fucking droids in that Star Wars scene. You know, these are not the fucking moves you're looking for, people. Don't do that. Especially being, if you're a beginner and you actually are trying to take in tips from YouTube videos and shit that are named 3 simple self-defense moves you must know, you aren't going to understand that when you wave that hand away, it isn't just waving it away and striking. That is incorrect. When you wave it away, you have to bridge the gap. You have to essentially put your chest to their shoulder and mitigate the gap. You know, it's the difference between giving a random check in chess and actually setting up your checkmate. After doing that, it's not so much about having a little backhand strike to the ear or, you know, a little round strike to the cheek or something. It's about using your advantage. You now have a bigger opponent onto the side. Hit him with a cross to the fucking nose. Thumb him in the eye. Get him back. You are in a street fight. This shit isn't the fucking game. This is real life. You go down in a street fight, who the fuck there to stop it? You think police are coming for your ass? Not in here. Not where I live. Hell no, you go down in a street fight, no telling what's going to happen to you. Police will take an hour, maybe 2 to get to you, you know, depending if they're on their fucking lunch break. Nah. You need to use what you have, and odds are this giant dude who's barreling at you, throwing fucking hands at you, isn't going to be completely shut down by a wave of the fucking hand. Because why the fuck would he? He's trying to hurt you. At least he's not doing a bunch of, like, little fucking jabs. I always hated that about Aikido, where they had the rolling punches and shit. That's always been something that tilts me a whole lot. I fucking... Rolling jabs look really cool, but speed does not equal power, okay? Don't be fucking rattling your hands off expecting them to whittle down a health bar like in fucking Tekken, okay? It's the equivalent of when your little brother just slaps the fucking control, not really knowing what he's hitting. That's what you've got coming at you. You know, they're willing to hurt you. You think just rolling a couple of fucking punches like you're a goddamn drummer is gonna ward off this man? Odds are he's gonna get hit and be like, what the fuck? Like, I expected that to hurt. Man, your average opponent with adrenaline isn't really going to get bothered by them. You might leave them with a serious bruise. What happens when he stands up and jaws you? What do you got? You got 10 feet between you and the ground because your ass decided to throw fucking rolling thunder punches. No. If you have that advantage, use it. If you, for some reason, have done something Panda will never attempt to do, and wave a punch off to an opponent that's bigger, barreling at you, clearly willing to hurt you, you're gonna fucking defend yourself with a nice brisk little wave off, you gotta fucking use that. You have to get violent. Moving on, what are we looking at? Alright, cool, we got a Jersey punch coming. Don't pinch him. Don't tell me you're about to be telling me that this is a move you must. I'm not even gonna fucking... I'm not gonna belittle all of you and tell you why pinching is the incorrect thing to do there. It got him to let go in this scenario. This is not something you do. If a man grabs you with full intent on fucking breaking your face, don't be like, ah, I've minorly fucking set you back. Don't be out here pinching him, alright? Don't just give him a little nip on the arm and expect him to be like, oh shit, this man's fucking for real. Like, he doesn't think he's dreaming. If a man grabs you like that, cocks and loads his fucking fists, and you pinch him, you've just won yourself a ticket to destination fucked. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's clearly wrapping up the video. Very good. Very good. Cool. So, in all of this, I mean no disrespect to Blue Shirt Man, but this is why Aikido is a little bit how it is. I know that if for some reason this video pops off and it's my most viewed video, there's going to be 1,001 Aikido people that are like, you're just incorrect. All of these moves work perfectly every time I do them to my younger siblings. This is a street fight we're talking about. These aren't moves you must know. Moves you must know are fucking kick to the groin, bite, and run. If you win a street fight, odds are, these days, and the reason why Aikido doesn't work really, is it isn't you versus them. Odds are it's you versus them, all their homies, and weapons. And it's a street fight, so you ain't got anyone else there to cover your ass. In every scenario possible, you should just leave or completely mitigate the fight if possible. What are you trying to do by fighting on the street? Prove you're a fucking man? You don't spell man, W-I-N. Go figure. Yeah, as for the video, the quality of it and everything, he was actually super informative, which I actually genuinely liked about it. The name of it is 3 Simple Defense Moves Everyone Must Know. It's by Aikido Flow. You can go check it out if you want. I'm gonna move on to the fucking next one. This is another one of those videos where for some reason they think because you've locked this man's arm up and he might be in a little bit of pain, he's not going to try to break your fucking jaw. What you've done is you've got the same facing arm and you've twisted outwards, which it does hurt. But the thing is, if you have the same facing arm, the reason you have to twist inwards is because if you've got my right arm and you twist outwards with your facing left arm, I still have an over right hand. I can still knock you the fuck out. Same in the video here. Man in grey shorts, what the fuck is left hand doing? He's gonna be in pain, but if your attacker's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this cunt, a twist on the arm isn't gonna stop it. If you have someone's arm and it's coming across your body, send it that way. Turn them around. That is really the only situation where Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, Judo, and things like that, which actually do require a lot of arm and torque momentum, work. Because if you send the arm the wrong way, you've just opened up their body to your body, and the worst part is you've put both of your hands on a part of their body, and they still have one whole ass fucking fist free. And I promise I know where they're sending that. And it isn't gonna be pretty. Just tailoring to the rest of that part of the video, I know I said that they have a whole arm free. I didn't expect man with a twisted arm here to swing out and around like that. No one's going to try and deck you in the back of the head using the whole momentum from their elbow bringing their fist in. It's not going to be a whole outward swinging windmill punch. odds are when you've twisted it, the arm's already here, it's just going to come straight across the body and you're going to go for a fucking nap. You are going to go to sleep. Okay, if someone just walks up and steals, bitch just got confiscated. Holy shit. Okay, what are we gonna do if someone just walks up and fucking takes you? Just gets you confiscated. Abduction defense. Okay, this man ain't worried about chloroform. This man ain't worried about a fucking knapsack, a bag, or even a shovel to smack you in the head with. This man's just worried about picking your ass up in broad daylight and leaving. Oh, they're gonna go for a standing guillotine. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to it. This woman is not trained. Nope. She may be trained in some sort of way. She is not trained to do this. Because as she comes down, which is something that wouldn't really happen, she has the guillotine locked here. She has her body coming over it, and odds are she's not really doing anything here. This man can still very much overpower her. Where the guillotine chokes is not by bucking your hips back and contracting the muscles. All that will do is force their chin to their chest, and they are not choking. They are just very uncomfortable. Where it is if their head is in here, you have to open up your body and twist their head and neck away from the rest of their body. That is where the choke happens, people. It isn't how hard you can pull up, it's twisting it out and forcing their body to go one way while dragging everything else the other way, cutting complete circulation, and in very, very serious situations, breaking the fucking vertebrae. They will be dead. The guillotine is named the guillotine for a fucking reason. Now, in saying that, the reason Panda will never ever tell you to do this, the standing guillotine, or guillotine as I call it, is a very scary situation for two reasons. One, you have to make sure your opponent will put you down. You have to apply it so that your opponent, in the very serious situation where you're a female and they're a male, they probably won't put you back down. They're going to do option 2. You have to be able to go back to the ground. And option 2, when they don't put you on the ground and you're like this, they're just going to fall on their back. They're going to fall backwards. Your thigh has locked in your arm. Your other arm is hooking to it. You are now stuck falling face first on concrete, asphalt, or bitumen with nothing stopping your momentum. You are now fucked. Congratulations. One-way ticket, first class, express flight to destination fucked. Wait, what to do if someone is holding your wrists and you down on the ground? Okay, what we've learned. What to do if someone's holding your wrists and you down on the ground? Clearly make sure they're your boyfriend, partner, or brother, clearly set up to roll with you in that situation. Then you're fucking fine. You'll be cake, mate. You'll be right. Absolutely alright. What you actually do if somebody's holding you down in that situation, bite their fucking wrists off. Do anything. If they're dropping in, push them back with your feet. If they're between your legs, hook them in. Do anything you fucking can that doesn't involve your brother getting on top of you and you just squirming out of it because he's not even applying any fucking pressure. Okay? That's not how this shit works. People really have to stop taking what they learn at fucking 6 weeks in a jiu-jitsu gym and applying it to real world actual life situations. Because that shit doesn't fucking work. It ain't happening. I'm sorry. I know all of you want to sit there at your computer desk and be like, oh, man, I've been at jiu-jitsu for like 2 weeks and I just really thought that I'd be able to take down 90% of the populace. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And it's a realization that you have to come to when you realize that this shit takes fucking years, and that's something you need to be proud of. This shit and this grind takes fucking years to get good at. And it takes bumps, and it takes bruises, and it takes losses, and it takes fucking heartbreak. But it's something you work on your whole goddamn life. And if you've grinded enough, and if you are lucky enough, you get put in a situation where you can pull it off correctly. That is what combative martial arts is. That is the whole fucking premise of it. But in saying that though, we're going to end the video there because I'm actually on a slight tilt, in case you couldn't realize. This is why I generally don't do it. I get very tilted with these fucking influencers online telling you what to do and all these magical fucking ways to end a fight, when in reality, odds are you're going to get in there, you're going to be like, this is sick, I'm going to pinch him on the elbow and he's going to pull a fucking knife out. Don't fight people unless you are trained. Leave it to professionals, please. Okay, I've seen my fair share of people injured. I don't want to anymore, and I don't want to hear about any of you all getting into fights and violence and all that shit. It's not worth it. There is no good outcome for either party, okay? Be safe, be happy on these holidays, be good people.